Hello everybody! Today we're going to be talking advent calendars. Now, I know the season of advent calendars is over, but I had two this year. One strictly yarn and one for tools, notions, and whatnot. And I thought I would just make a little video talking about if I feel that advent calendars are actually worth it or not. So let's talk about kind of the overall summary of what advent calendars are, when do you get them, how much do they cost, that sort of thing. Now, like I said, I got two different advent calendars, and advent calendars are advertised anywhere from March to July, could be later. If a company still has spots left for advent calendars, they might actually put it out later, but it usually is more like March, April, May-ish, maybe June, when a company will come out and say, hey, we're going to start opening up slots for advent calendars, but then you don't get them until November, like the end of November, mid-November. So you're paying way ahead of time. And obviously that's because for a lot of them, they're yarn advent calendars. And so the dyer, who are usually small indie dyers, have to make all of this yarn, get it all spaced out, put it in packages, yada yada, which takes quite a lot of time, along with all the other things they're normally doing. And as far as I know, advent calendars can be anywhere from, I don't know, $100 and some up to $200 and some usually. I think I'll have to put the cost of what my yarn advent calendar was over here, and I'll put the cost of my notions and tool advent calendar over here. So that is what I spent. Now, luckily for me, I actually got these both as gifts. So the yarn advent calendar, I asked way ahead of time. This one was actually more towards the summer. And I asked somebody for part of a Christmas present, and they ended up giving it to me for a birthday present. And then the notion and tools one, I used as a few people put in as part of a Christmas gift for me. So I didn't really actually pay anything for these. But we'll talk about if I think that they're worth how much I paid for them. So let's first talk about the yarn advent calendar. I don't have the box with me, but I do have all of the yarn that I got from this yarn advent calendar. So each mini skein, and we got a total of 25, they actually put a 25th one in, was approximately 20 grams. Some were a little bit more or less. I think I weighed one, it was like 21 grams. But that was the overall idea. So it was 25 days, and the it was from Genetic Cryptid Studios, which the dyer is Frey Morgan. I will definitely link them down below. And they did gems, crystals, stones, that sort of thing. Now, one unfortunate thing that happened is, like I said, they're a singular person. I think that somebody helped them out, like packaging them. And so some of the skeins ended up with the wrong tag or put in the wrong day. But overall, we got all of this yarn. So we got some really pretty pinks. Let me see here. And then we got some kind of orangey colors, some kind of yellowy greens. Here is another green. This one was a multi. I want to say this was the very first day that we got, was a pink. And then, like I said, there's 25 of these. So we got some blues and some purples, and that's almost all of them. So you get a lot of yarn. Again, with these being 20 grams each, and there's 25 of them, the math is up here. I don't know. 20 times 25. So it's a lot of yarn that you're getting. Now, obviously the issue with that is that, oh no, some of my yarn's coming apart. Obviously the issue with that is they're all sorts of colors. You're not just getting one color or two colors or something like that. You're getting a lot of different colors. It's not going to be always the easiest to use up your advent yarn unless you're, I would say, an adventurous knitter, or you want to use these for smaller projects throughout the year. So, like I said, I loved opening up one of these every single day. These are superwash merino nylon, and these are super, super soft. They're very nice. I already have some ideas. I know because they've had yarn advent calendars, there are tons of patterns out there and multiple different videos. I think there's at least 2, if not more, from Nitty Natty that talks about what can you do with an advent calendar set of yarn, and they're not all just making blankets, because as much as I love a good blanket, 1, I don't knit many blankets because it takes so much longer, and 2, these are expensive. This is not cheap yarn, and I kind of, in all honesty, don't want to spend that much money on a blanket. I'd rather spend it on like a nice hat, something wearable. I don't know. If you have lots of money, maybe it's different for you. So I would say, at least for the yarn advent, if you're not adventurous or you're not willing to space out these mini skeins over different projects, it will not be worth it for you. There's many people who are not into color, because obviously there's a lot of color in this. Now, you might be able to find a yarn advent calendar that does not have a lot of color. I don't know. I don't know if they have them. But in general, yarn advent calendars are going to have a lot of different colors in them. So I already have an idea of a project I would like to do with all of this yarn, if with some of this yarn, if not all of this yarn, just depending on how I can get it to work out. But I'm okay with a lot of color. I'm okay with utilizing these within different projects as accents or other things. I bought the advent calendar more for the experience of opening one up every day and kind of just getting a bunch of fun different colors that I can utilize for projects. If you are not that type of person, don't spend your money on it. It's not going to be fun for you to have 25 little mini skeins, or 24 or even 12 mini skeins of yarn if you're not going to be able to use them, because then they're just going to sit there and it's a waste of your money. As much as it's fun opening one every day, I would say if you're an adventurous, fun adventurous, fun, color-loving knitter, then I would say yes, go ahead, get the yarn advent calendar. It's really fun to do. If you are not, don't waste your money. Take that money you would have spent on the yarn advent calendar and just buy some yarn that you can utilize for a project. But if you are into yarn advent calendars, like I said, I'll link for you down below. I don't know if they're going to do this again next year, but if they do, they have my money, even if it's my own money. Now, we're going to talk about the Notions and Tools advent calendar. Now, for the Notions, the Tools sort of advent calendar, I got the Twice Sheared Sheep advent calendar. This is what the box looked like. I'll insert like a little either picture here or a clip here showing you just kind of me opening the box and showing what it looked like. And I'm actually going to insert a picture right here from Twice Sheared Sheep, their social media, showing everything that came in the calendar. Because as I opened up the calendar, some things I put into use, some things I've put into, toolboxes, whatever I use for storage. I don't have everything with me, but I can talk about some of the things I do have and some of the things we got, and if I feel like it's worth it. So now, for the box, again, this is how much I paid for the box, and this is how much I think the box is worth. Now, some of these products are not ones that they normally sell. A few of them I think they're still going to be coming out with in January, so I don't necessarily have great accuracy, but this is approximately how much I think the box was worth. I'll triple check to see if they had an amount it was worth. I don't think they did. But I think overall it was worth, the value was more than what you paid for the box. Now, one thing I have to say is that there was one product, the carousel, like you can put on your arm or you can stick on the table, the yarn carousel. I really wanted that, and I know they included it in last year's because I saw that and I was hoping they would include it again. It was the one thing I wanted and they didn't. So I was a little bit disappointed, but that was just because that was the one thing I wanted. But that's fine. They can't include everything. But overall, I think it was definitely worth the value of it. Now, would I get this again? No. And I only say that, well, let me explain. I wouldn't get it again because I feel like pretty much any tool, Notion, whatever, I either have it or I would just spend my own money and buy it. I don't think there's any advent calendar in the future that would be worth my money, because I think I would just get the same things. I say that they come out with them every year, and for some people, they buy them every year. Great, but I don't think I would, because okay, so let me show you some of the things that I have that we got. So one of them was this project bag. So this is actually a little reusable bag, so you could scrunch it up and stick it in this little, dropping stuff. I dropped my crochet hook that was in there. So this is just a reusable tote. It's really cute. Look at this pattern. These bunnies are adorable. So this is actually really nice. I have a blanket project in there right now. Some of the other things, we actually got 2 different skeins of yarn. One of these is from Freya, and it's this beautiful, it's already caked, which is really nice, kind of rainbowy skein. Which again, it's a mini skein. This is 25 grams, fingering weight. Very pretty. This was on day 6, I remember. I was very excited about that. And then the other yarn we got is from Sweet Tea Yarns by Molly Klein Design. This is Heritage colorway, I believe. So this is quite a large skein, 50 grams. So this was kind of one of the bigger items in there. And I think it's really, really pretty. I don't know what I'm going to use it for, or this yarn, honestly, but this is actually like really cool. I'm considering, I don't know if I'd be able to make a hat out of this. I might be able to, but it's really, really pretty. So these are the different yarns that we got included, along with a bunch of other tools. So I got that project bag. Actually, this was the very last day. It is a little notions and tool bag, I guess. And it says, Otterly Awesome, which was cute. My spouse really likes otters. So we got this tin, and then inside of the tin, there's some different things. We got this little paw clip. So either as a stitch marker or a progress keeper. Well, there's actually 2 of those. So I got another one of those. And then we also got a bunch, this is gonna be so hard to see, a bunch of these really, hold on. We got a bunch of these little cat stitch markers, which are not, they're super tiny, but these are cat stitch markers. We got a ton of those. And then we got some cast on stitch markers, which I don't think I have with me. Let me see. Oh, I do. So these ones I haven't taken out yet. These are cast on stitch markers. So they have numbers from like 50, 100, 150, 200. So if you have a project that requires a lot of cast on, it's so hard to count them every time. These are really great to use. Another progress keeper, that's what I would use it for. We got this quick gauge ruler. So it actually has different gauges in there, plus just a regular ruler. We got this, which is a tapestry needle holder. And then it came with 3 tapestry needles that are different sizes. And then I put my own tapestry needles inside there. It's a better case than the Clover one I got. We got some tip protectors, which are little goats. Like I said, we got what I think is called a cord smith, or like an I-cord maker, like the little handheld one. Ours was from Quillsmith or Quill Cord, something like that. I'll put it up here. We got that. We got a bright blue glitter set of sock blockers that actually come apart. You can stick them together and make different sizes, and it's inside its own bag. So we got a good variety of things, I would say. There was a tumbler, there was a literal paper pattern, and then they gave you the digital pattern for it. There was all sorts of stuff. So I would say if you're a beginner knitter or a crocheter, because they have both boxes, they had a knit box and a crochet box, and some of these things you can use for either, I would get something like this. If you have the extra money, or you want to get it as a gift, have a few people put in together, this would be really nice just to kind of bulk up your tools and notions. It's really nice to get all of the stitch markers, the progress keepers. It was nice to get the ruler. We got a pom-pom maker, the cord smith, which I don't know, I-cord maker. A lot of different things, you know, getting this little bag, the reusable bag, the sock blockers, all of that. They're really nice to get. Now, if you've been knitting for a while, it might not be worth it for you. Honestly, for me, I do like the things that I got. However, I don't know if it was actually worth it for me. It was nice to get the reusable bag. It's nice to get this. It was nice to get the stitch markers. I actually really did like the I-cord maker because I was considering getting one of those just for funsies. So I got one. I have never knit a sock before. I don't know if I intend to do it, but having the sock blockers is nice. Getting the cup, all of that was nice. Getting the yarn was nice, but I don't necessarily think it was worth it for me. So what I would do is, if you're considering getting one of these that are like notions and tools, get kind of a idea of what you already have. Do you already have a bunch of stitch markers? Do you already have your rulers, other things? What kind of notions and tools do you need? And do you think those would be potentially in the box? For Twice Your Cheap, they show every year what they had. Like I said, this is everything they had in this year. I can even show here they had from, I think, last year, 2 years ago. They show every year what they give you. Now, obviously, they're going to change things up and give some of the newer tools that they're going to be doing. So like I said, last year they gave the yarn carousel, didn't do it this year. I know that's what I wanted. They gave the sock blockers, they gave it was like a llama, pom-pom maker, a few other things that they don't actually have that are coming out soon. So that's kind of fun. But if you already have most of the tools and notions you need, unless you want to just have something fun to open and have, you know, extra moolah lying around, I don't know if that would be worth it for you. But if you definitely don't have a lot of these things, then this could be really fun because it gave me quite a few items that I don't have, that I don't think I would have spent my money on, but they're cool and fun to have now. And yeah, so like I said, advent calendars, I would say if you have the money and you want the experience of opening and having a bunch of fun things or fun yarns, do it. If you don't have a bunch of money, I don't know if it'd be worth it, especially with the yarn, because you have to make the project around the yarn. And with the tools, a lot of these I'll probably use at some point, but I really don't need to. So again, I didn't spend any money because they were gifts, but I probably could have used that gift money for something else that I probably would have wanted more. So there you go. Take it or leave it. Advent calendars, I think, are a fun experience. I'll probably do another yarn one next year. Probably will not do another tools, notions, stitch marker, that sort of thing. But let me know down below, did you get any advent calendars this past holiday season? Which ones did you get? Did you like them? Do you think that they were worth it? And will you be getting one for next year? And if you haven't gotten one, do you think you want to get one? And what sort of advent calendar do you want to get? Let me know down below. As always, thank you so much for watching. Remember to subscribe, hit the bell. I just had a podcast come out, and now that the holiday season is over and I'm not doing all my gift knitting and crocheting, I'll be having more projects come out and more time to edit and make videos and yada yada. So we should be back to our bi-weekly and or weekly videos. Sorry about the voice. Hopefully I will eventually not be sick. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.